Going live. 3, 2, 1. See if everything works. I'm watching YouTube. All right. Looks like everything is running. How's it going, YouTube? Cody here with a live video. I rarely do live videos, mainly because, well, most of the stuff I want to talk about takes some thought, takes some, I guess, research, all of that. But today feels a little different. Nothing significant about today being April 20th for me, but I'm actually going to go grab a beer real quick, and then I'll be back. And yes, I am going to be drinking a Corona beer. So stick around for like 30 seconds. Man, I have a ton of... Oh my god, I need to clean out my office. Jeez. This is hilarious. Wow. I have never had such a messy office before. I have like 3 sparkling... And I apologize. I wish I had a webcam, but my cat chewed through my old webcam, and I don't have a soldering iron. And like pretty much every webcam is sold out on Amazon, AFES, eBay, all of that. So I can't get a webcam for the foreseeable future. So I feel so bad for that. I do have a laptop, but I don't know how good that camera is. So maybe I could do that. I don't know. But anyways, let's do some Shodaning in here. Let's do some live Shodaning. If that's a verb or a noun, whatever it is. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Shodan. So Shodan came out with a pretty cool little thing today. Favicon map. This one is so cool. So I talk about in my previous video how to calculate a favicon hash using like a very simple Python script. And coincidentally, Shodan came out with the favicon map today. And I highly doubt that had anything to do with my ask or tweet or anything like that, because I'm sure this took a little time to make. But basically, this is a map of all, not, I don't know if it's all, but the top 5,000 favicons on Shodan. Now, for those that don't know what a favicon is, it's this like little logo up here. So like this is the Shodan favicon right there. And basically these favicons, you can just click on them. So if you recognize a logo, it will take you to that favicon. So like this one right here is a webcam favicon. This one is a Plex server favicon, and it tells you the count as well and the rank. So 300,000 Plex servers. Outlook, Apache Tomcat, Google. I saw a Netflix in here somewhere. Those are all of Netflix's little POPs. See, I saw HP somewhere in here. OpenVPN. Control panel, Netflix. I think that's Drupal. I don't know. Anyways, these are cool. And, you click here and it takes you to the beta Shodan website. And there you go. You get like 2.7 million results. And if you click on one of these, well, in theory, it should load up a webcam. But sometimes you get hit with a block. And that's no fun. And I also don't want to live stream me breaking the law either. So we are not going to be going and viewing people's surveillance cameras. But I will show you how to do that, because that is something of interest of plenty of people. So accessing surveillance cameras is pretty damn easy on Shodan, because that's obviously, if we go to Explore, it is like one of the most searched things on Shodan. It is the top 3 most searched things on Shodan: webcam, cams, and netcam. Now, most of the time, unfortunately, you're going to be coming across people's like personal cameras, for lack of better terms. I'm more like interested in Axis cameras. I've talked about Axis a couple times. They are a manufacturer of surveillance cameras, and they're predominantly found in warehouses, and places where materials are being built, or like construction sites or what have you. But most of the time it's not going to be like a little TP-Link camera you would find in someone's home. I'm not really interested in that, and that's creepy. What's not creepy is watching construction being down the road from you because they, some reason, put their camera on the DMZ of their network. So let's find some Axis cameras. So we will just do a very simple search on Shodan for Axis, and you'll see a quick pivot I'm going to make eventually. So when I search Axis in quotes, 14,000 results, and I'm looking for one very specific thing. So I'm going to do minus port, I think FTP is 21, so minus port 21. So it's going to filter out any results with FTP running. So now we have 5,000 results, and I'm looking for one simple thing, and that is the favicon logo for Axis. Let's see, Axis cam. Let's look up Axis camera and take it out of quotes, because I don't know if it's going to be verbatim that. And if you guys have questions, like, feel free. I have on my other screen over here the little chat dialogue. So this is not an Axis camera, but it has a screenshot of something. And I can show you guys a little trick as well on how to get results with screenshots. And I'll actually show you a very cool one, and it shows like random ICS. I don't know what this is, but it's being stored in EC2, so don't know what that is. I just want to find one favicon, and I'll pivot from there. And I could try and find it here, but I don't think it's going to be significant enough to show up here. And I wish I could just search it too. Let's do Axis camera hash favicon. Homepwn wiki. Oh geez. Oh, what is this? This doesn't look fun. Or it looks fun. Nice. Do we got hash in here? I joined a little bit late, but what is the favicon for? Love your channel, by the way. Well, thank you very much, Bloodbender. So the favicon is the little logo that loads up in your tab. So you could see like the GitHub logo right here, the Shodan logo right there. And the whole thing with favicon is, let's take, for example, a manufacturer of industrial control systems. Let's take Siemens, for example. So Siemens makes all sorts of things. They make things from locomotives to like cooling units in data centers. And the favicon is almost always going to be universal with their products. So if we were to calculate the hash for this logo right here and throw it into Shodan, like in this case, I could go over how to calculate this hash, but any product with that hash with the web admin UI will show up here. So this will be a mix of things like locomotives, like actual trains maybe. And those are usually connected through a cellular network router like Cradlepoint. But like most of their devices will have this hash. So it's a great way to enumerate a manufacturer on Shodan. So that's the whole thing with favicons. But what I'm trying to do now is trying to find a favicon for my favorite surveillance cameras, which is made by Axis Communications. I believe it's Access Communications. Is that their? Yeah, Access Communications. So they make all sorts of pan, tilt, zoom cameras. I actually have a very funny video, not funny video, funny story from last year. So when I was taking Sec 487, which is the SANS open source intelligence course, while on lunch break, I was poking around on Shodan, and I ended up coming across a, no cred pan tilt zoom Access camera, basically meaning I can zoom, I can tilt it, I can do everything I want to the camera. But the camera that I was manipulating was being used to live stream a college baseball game. And I'm not going to say which university because I'm not going to say that. But basically what I ended up doing was I found that they had the position of this camera very specific in center field. And I was able to control it. And I noticed once I moved it a little bit, someone else would move it back over. And they would fight me. And I ended up finding the live stream of this game on ESPN, and they were using that camera. So the ESPN game was all sorts of garbled up because I was fighting with the camera controller in the booth or whatever, and they ended up switching the cam view of the game to a different camera that I didn't have the IP address for. But it was funny because a couple cameras in the game, the only differences between the two and how I was able to find them was just changing the IP address from 131 to 132. And I got a different camera with the same level of permissions, quote unquote, no permissions. So that was a pretty funny, a funny anecdote of when I took over a Access camera during a college baseball game. But yeah, they're my favorite because you get that typically pan tilt zoom stuff. So let's try something else. Let's do this. This is another little sneaky trick that I like to do sometimes. Screenshot true. Okay. So for results, let's try this. So I don't think that Shodan is able to scrape because I believe it runs on Flash. What was the OSINT course you mentioned? It's called Sec 487, and it's done by SANS. And I put it in the chat as well. But it's just an introduction to OSINT, and it's a very good class. I learned a ton from that class, and I was already pretty familiar with OSINT, but there was a lot of stuff they talked about in there that I had no clue about, finding hidden military bases using Strava, the little wrist fitness app thing. That was crazy. That was so cool. I've been holding off on making a video like that because I was in the military at the time, and I don't think it would have been wise of me to make a video like that. But anyways, so right here we are getting RDP ports. So these are going to be RDP ports, and I don't want that. So let's access. Let's do PTZ. Maybe if we could get something in here. I just want to find the favicon for an Access camera. And I'm getting FTP still. Port 21. All I need is just one favicon logo, and I could click on it. You know what? I'm just going to click on one. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it's going to pop up with a credentials required. I have no idea. Yep. And it's a pop-up like this, so you can't filter it out. I'll actually show you guys something pretty cool. It's not pretty cool. It's actually pretty scary. Finding FTP ports that allow anonymous login. Now, I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to show you and explain to you what that means. So port 23 is port 21. Sorry, port 21 is FTP. File transfer protocol. This is typically what people use to, I guess, transfer files to a website. That's what I've used it for in the past. You transfer index pretty much any file. You could transfer over FTP using a client like FileZilla. However, there is a huge, and I'm saying horrible security flaw built into FTP. And I don't know if it's by default or not, but it's this thing called anonymous login. And what it means is you are able to log into the server without any sort of authentication other than the login name anonymous. And you could technically call it a remote code execution because you can run anything you want and pull and download and upload and do anything you want with zero authentication. And the way you can find anonymous logins on Shodan is simply put, let me do this. Let's see if we can find a string. So no anonymous login. We want anonymous logged in. User logged in. So 230. So we are going to look for this code. So right here, this specific search term right here, port 21 and then 230. These are all servers that you are able to access with no authentication. Yeah, that's scary, I know. And I'm not endorsing anyone to do that. Please don't do that. I'm just letting everyone know what anonymous FTP logins are. So this search term, port 21, FTP 230, is a status code of guest login is allowed. And then there you go. Hi there. I am just going over some... I have ADD, so I go down one path and then I get, I guess, distracted, and I go on a different path. So I was trying to find access surveillance cameras on Shodan, but now I'm showing you all how to access servers with zero authentication. And let me just reiterate, this is built by design. This is not a vulnerability or a vulnerability, as we all say. It's still it's a risk, I would say. I don't know. But all of these servers you can log in. Like, you literally pull up FileZilla, throw in the IP address, put in the username anonymous, and you can log in. There you go. That is a very simple remote code execution, for lack of better terms. So anyways, let's go and try to find some fun things. So some fun things we can look for. What is it? So we want to find things with screenshots. So let's do this. So this search term right here has screenshot, or has underscore screenshot :true, will show you all the images that Shodan has picked up, whether that's from VNC, RDP, HTTP, etc. It will have a screenshot. And looking at these screenshots, I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me on this. I believe just looking at these are legal. But once you start accessing and trying to connect to any of these systems, that's when it can be illegal. But as of right now, we're not doing anything illegal. So right away, we're getting like all these images that Shodan has shown us. Most of them are going to be RDP, which you can see it's pretty scary. You know, we have a Windows Server 2003 login right here. Click on this and we're going to have like a ton of CVEs associated with this system, dating all the way back to 2003. How would you use FileZilla in this kind of situation? So FileZilla is a client that you would use to communicate, download, upload files directly. I don't know if you can use like SOCKS 5 or use proxies to connect to a host, but basically if you've already exploited a host, you would use something like FileZilla or SCP, secure copy, to do post exploitation, which is pull data down. So you would like SCP an entire directory to your home drive, or FTP like an entire directory, and it just basically downloads those files. So that's what you would use FileZilla for. But FileZilla's main purpose is to upload files to a web server, typically, and you just upload your files that way. But for security purposes, it's a great way to do the inverse, download files. So fun stuff. But if you're going to be doing, I'm not even going to advise on illegal stuff. If you're doing a legitimate pen test, I would use FileZilla for post exploitation and exfiltrating files. So anyways, so we got all this cool RDP stuff. Now let's start doing this. We are going to go down a nice little rabbit hole. of all of the different HTTP ports. Yep, FileZilla or SCP for post-exploitation. That's what I would recommend. So hash screenshot. Oh, baby. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, sir. This little favicon icon. All you got to do is right-click and open up in a new tab. And then all we got to do is remove all of this. Cross your fingers. 31,000 results. Hell yeah, brother. Has screenshot true. And there we go. 1,800 access cameras. My favorite cameras of them all. And I can click on any of them and just watch them. So let's go down this rabbit hole, and then I'll go down this rabbit hole because you could get a ton of ICS with this very simple search term right here. Let's go to church. We got a construction site. Ooh, Norway. Whoa, that's cool. It's probably going to be too dark for me to see anything, though. And we logged in. Look at that. Just like that. It's taking a while because it's like on the other side of the planet. Oh, well, I guess since they're all the way up north, it's actually still daylight. So, makes sense. This is very beautiful. Another thing you could do is... I used to be able to speak a little Norwegian, but I can't. I don't know what these mean, but these are PTZ, pan tilt zoom presets. And if you click on any of these, most of the time it's going to prompt you with a login prompt. But sometimes you just click on any of these and it'll take you to a preset. So if I click here, hit go. Ooh, look at that. Oh gosh. Click on this one. Whoa. I love pan tilt zoom cameras. They are my absolute favorite. Yeah. Okay, I don't want... Okay, now I'm going to have to click through all of these. Okay, I'll just leave it there. But you can see why I love access cameras. So let's click out of that. Let's do a fun little game. I did this once in my Sec 487 class. I found a screenshot of like something like this, and I tried to geolocate on Google Maps where exactly this camera is. So let's do that. Let's do that, and then we will get into all of this right here, which it's mainly gonna be cameras. I do want to see. Oh, there we go. Ooh, what is? Man, come on. Oh, see, ICS right there. That's water pumps. Nice. Polar station. Oh my God, now this has caught my interest. I'm not going to do the OSINT thing anymore. I got this search that I am now curious about. What is it called? See more. Let's look that up by itself. See more, and then has screenshot true. Oh man. Wow. Oh, I'm oh shit. Why is that there? Oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm not looking at that again. That was people's bank info on Shodan. I'm not doing anything. I'm just on Shodan. What is this? This also cracks me up. Like these like warning banners. You get these all the time with the DoD. It's like warning, DoD system, it's against the law. I don't know when that's ever stopped a hacker. Like none of this stops nation states. Like I guess it's there, like they can actually sue you after the fact. But okay, let's do this. See more. Okay. Let's remove these quotes. Only 24? Really? Maybe I should put that in quotes again. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just going to sit up here now. See more. Oh, this is so annoying. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. Maybe. Let's see. Only 11? That's not true. There's tons more. I recognize this title. Automation Direct. Oh, that's. Come on, Shodan. Maybe HTTP title. HTTP title. There we go. HTTP.title. Let's try that. HTTP title : oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Fun. Jeez, man. It's going to be a bunch of water pumps. And I'm not clicking on any of these. FYI. Oh. Hydraulic containment system. And it gives me the address of where this is at. 29th and Grove Street, Wichita, Kansas. Oh, come on, man. This is something worthy of reporting to ICS. 29th. Is it 29th and Grove Street? East. What would that one say again? 29th and Grove Street. 29th and Grove. Is it? I'm so stupid, man. Grove. Oh, Grove site. Ah. 29th and Grove. Okay. Okay, 29th, so Grove, going up, doot, doot, 19th, 23rd, 25th, 26th, 27th. Is there a 29th? Sorry, guys, I'm like legit curious. Like, I want to get the Google Street View outside of it. 26, gosh. And it ends right here. Maybe North Grove Street? Let's try just Grove Street. There's also South Grove Street. But that's going to... No. Is there another name we could go off of? Hydraulic Containment System Plan, Wichita, 29th and Grove site. And it's also hydraulic containment system. Oh, this is so bad. Yeah, I'm not clicking on it. That's a good way to get on a list. I'm probably already on a list for looking at this, but I'm just curious where in the world. I mean, I know where in the world this thing on Shodan is. It's just a matter of trying to find it on Grove Street. Like North Grove. It says 20 or 29th Street. 29th and Grove site. Is there a 29th down here? No. Yeah. East 2nd. Okay. So it's up here somewhere. 27th, and then it just ends. Yeah, then it just ends right there. Let's look up 29th. Okay. Ooh. It could be right here. I don't know. Let's see. No idea. East 29th Street North. Let me take a look at that. East 29th Street North. Yeah. But there's no Grove Street. It's like over here. Maybe. Let's take a look. Might be in that little gated area. Yeah. It honestly, it could still be like a, what do you call it? Hydraulic street. Okay, I don't think that's the same thing. Oh, I want to find this like so bad. I love finding, North Hydraulic Avenue. It's like right over here somewhere. I'm thinking it's going to be like a substation of some sort. Yeah, so here's Hydraulic Street. Right here. Ooh. I don't think that would be it, but like then again, like I don't think it's it due to the naming convention of the system. Doled Foods. I'll give that a look. Let's take a look. Doled Foods. East 29th. It could be, but I think I'm going to throw in the towel on trying to geolocate this specific one because I'm sure we can find other ones. But let's take a look at exactly what the hell this system is just by looking at this. And I could tell you I don't know shit. I don't know too much other than there's a button up there to disable system. Don't do that, please. Oh, and just scrolling right down. Town of Edmeston Water System. Wow, cool. This looks like a dam. I don't know. I'm not going to try. Let's see. Industrial Container Services. Oh, how unique that name is. ICS. Physically push green and cycle button on this tester panel. Press master start to shut down tote line from this screen. Tote line? What is a tote line? Oh my gosh. They really did not think about security. Yeah, it is definitely a pumping system. And sorry, there's like a delay between your messages and me going out, so apologies for that. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Recycle mode. Oh, man. And again, I want to reiterate where are the screenshots taken from. So I can only assume, my best guess, Shodan uses this tool called Web Screenshotter, which is what I also use during bug bounties and doing red team engagements. It's a very great way. So let's say you have like a range of IPs. Basically, the way Web Screenshot works is you say Python web screenshot.py port 80, you specify the ports and the IP range, and it goes through all of those and takes a screenshot of whatever loads on that page. So I'm assuming that's what Shodan does here. So it's just loading up the, I guess, web server of all of these IPs, and it just takes a screenshot of what it sees at that time. So it's not an up-to-date screenshot, but it's usually within plus or minus 5 days or so. Oh, here we go. God, I wish I knew like the nitty-gritties of these systems, and it seems like Jacob would know more about them than me. Yeah, the screenshots are 100% automated on Shodan and Web Screenshot. And when you use it on a pen test, and I'll give you an example of that, is if you find like a control panel, you can easily just like look at that folder and click on like all the, the JPEGs, and you can see like all of them. And then you can see, oh, this one's running like I guess a default Apache Tomcat page or whatever, but it has like HTTPS. The file name will be the IP address and the port. Very cool. And then you can just go on and poke at that. So it's a great way to automate what your lowest hanging fruit is and how you're going to scope out your engagement. So that's for a pen test, and then Shodan just runs it and does its thing. Zone 1 garage. We got things on here like auxiliary heat pump, circulator, drain field, sprinkler supply. If you click into it, what will you be able to do? Can't tell you, and I'm not going to speculate. I'm just saying that these are on the internet. And I will warn everyone that is watching this that might not know CFAA, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, written in the 1980s. You can get in a ton of shit. You could get a good amount of prison time, especially given that these are going to be critical infrastructure. You're going to get a lot of prison time if you manipulate any of this. So FYI, don't do this. I'm just looking on Shodan. Do not do any of this. Please do not do any of this. Cool. So you could just straight up SSH into those ports. Not SSH. They're just web pages. So you just click on it. Like right here. If I was to click on this little link, it will take me to this interface. Yeah. So the way you can help out, especially with this stuff you see right here, is the U.S. government has a place where you can actually alert them of things like what we're looking at right now, which I'm going to do. So like I look here and I want to report in kind of an incident report, something. CISA is kind of is DHS's cybersecurity arm, and this is where you would report stuff like this. So yeah. So if you want to help out and you find anything that's not right, CISA is the place to go to report stuff like this. They even have a specific ICS component of it. They also have other things like C3 program, C3 voluntary program, and critical infrastructure cybersecurity community, and you can be volunteer to help out with incidents in regards to critical infrastructure. So cool stuff. I could probably make a video about that. That's a great way to build up a resume. So anyways, let's go back to Shodan. Let's see what else we can find. I can't read that. A lot of pumps. That looks like a reactor tank. Yeah, that's the one thing with red teaming. It's really hard to get like this hands-on engagement without having a job in like a red teaming position. It sucks so bad. I did one engagement, dude. It was so fun because you just go in blindly and you just find stuff like this. It's like, holy shit. Like, what are you doing? and you get paid to do it. Obviously, you're not going to tinker around and like take off what looks a reactor tank, but like you could just like screenshot and be like, hey, look what we did at your report. It's so fun. And eventually I want to build up like a noobs website, and it just points people to like getting hands-on experience, because they're not going to teach you this shit in college. I mean, I've never been to college, but there's no way they're going to talk about like looking up whatever reactor tank this is, like finding stuff like this. Oh, ice maker. Whoa. You can screw around with the ice maker. We could turn off someone's ice maker. That's so funny. Oh man. What is this? Oh. Yeah, and that's a problem. This stuff, like, people don't care for. And this stuff's really, yeah, people should secure their stuff. But the one thing that you'll find anywhere, and I've worked, I did blue team at Amazon, and the one thing that I've learned over the years is it's really hard to get people in a security mindset. Like, some people are just lazy. and they're like Shodan put out a article, not an article, but like a tweet, like the rise of open RDP ports on the internet due to COVID-19 from people working from home. And people are using RDP ports as a quote unquote VPN to get internal resources. Like, people are just lazy. They don't know what they don't know. Like, I'm sure the people putting this stuff on the internet, they're doing it for maintenance purposes. They just don't know that Shodan exists. And like, I'm some random guy that has no affiliation with them, and I'm able to see their like water pumps in their town. They just don't know that's possible. And then you get shit happening like Stuxnet, or like blows up centrifuges, and they're like, how'd that happen? It's because of this. So it's a lack of education, but it's hard to educate the public. It's really hard to educate the public that's not security minded. Front ice maker lockout enabled. Rear ice maker. Yeah, right. Contact Jesse for service. Oh, this is something electrical. It looks like. Oh, Northrop. Oh my God, that is bad. What are you doing? That is a prime contractor for the U.S. government. Bustle Pump House. Let's look that up. Where's Bustle? Yeah, dude, the shit you see on there, like the funniest thing I've seen from Shodan is when I was talking about people being lazy, is a Gemalto token. I don't know if you know what that is. It's basically like this little token organizations use to, I guess, VPN, or it's a multi-factor authentication thing, and it generates like a 8-digit PIN number. I've seen webcams on Shodan where there's like a little I think it was a zip tie or something, but it's holding the button down, and there's a webcam to that Gemalto token, and it would generate a new code, and it was public, facing. And then all you had to do is look up the other port running on that IP address. So it's like running port 80 for the webcam, and like 3389 for the RDP instance. And I think it was like the VPN, something like that. I forgot what it was, but that token, it said like, grab Gemalto token PIN to access this. Like, people put the dumbest shit on their on their banners and stuff like that. That was by far the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. So Bustle Pump House. That's not what it is. Did I spell that right? Bussell. Okay. So what we can do now is it's in Cut Bank. No idea where that's at. Okay, so it's in here. Oh. Town Pump. I swear to God if this is it. I don't know where this is at, by the way. Okay, well, it's in this little town in Montana. Somewhere. Pump House. Cool. Plant House. Log buffer memory is full. Good to know. Whatever this is, whatever it's running, it's a filter, so it's probably water. And the log buffer memory is full, so they're no longer logging stuff. Okay, good to know from an attacker perspective. Oh my God, dude, this is so bad. It's fun. I love it. I like how they have like these like horrible knobs. Like they made it, and this legit looks like it was made in MS Paint. Like, can I just turn the system off, whatever it is? Probably. Building, infrastructure, water, environment, building. No, thank you. so bad. Now, what's fun is the air control conditioning units in data centers. Those are interesting. Because let me tell you, a part of doing red team stuff is threat emulation. And it's basically you emulate being a threat. Like, someone could hire you if they're like critical infrastructure. They would hire you to basically emulate like a nation state. And the one thing that comes to mind when you do like an engagement like that is you try to think like you want to do the most destruction as possible. Waiting for the day I go on here, just see MSF Paint look and launch nukes button. Well, I'll get into it in a bit, but there's been one RDP port or one RDP instance I've seen where it says like something Iranian, or not Iranian, sorry. It was like something nuclear agency in the RDP banner. I was like, there's no way this is not a honeypot. There's no way. But I didn't poke at it because it's like I don't want to be that guy. Oh man. So this one looks like it's processing corn, soybean, wheat, and canola. And I'm gonna guarantee you this is probably in the middle of the United States. Yeah, let's just look it up real quick. All I did was like look up port or has screenshot true, and then all I did after that was typed in nuclear, and it said like something. Let's see. Oh, they took it down. Bummer. Yeah, it said like something XYZ nuclear plant. It's like, what the fuck am I even on? Like, this is 100% an FBI honeypot. Let's do port 3389 maybe. Probably it's not gonna have a screenshot. It's not still the same for. Damn it. I was hoping it would still be there. Maybe they took down the honeypot. Let's go back here. Let's see. So it looks like, oh, fire alarm. Nice. Can we suppress the fire alarm in this building? Anyways, let me go into what I'm talking about. This is where, if I was a threat, this is what I would do. I was talking about data centers. So the main components of a data center outside of, the servers and stuff, there's a lot more in data centers than just, the stuff we all think. There's the whole cooling systems. There's the whole, you got the cooling systems. You have the electrical systems. You have the N+1 system. So that's going to be like the electrical backups, UPS systems, ATS, diesel generators. You're going to have cooling towers. You're going to have, they're called CRAC units, CRAC, computer room air conditioning units. There's all these extra systems that go into data centers. And if I was to be a threat, I would target that because it's more impactful. And I would say, and this is all hypothetical, like don't do this. I've never done this. So just keep that in mind. That's a disclaimer. It's more impactful to disrupt services at a data center, not by going after a particular host. It's more impactful to go off after the infrastructure supporting it. Because if you make a data center go to like 150 degrees, you're frying everyone's electronics. And the way you could do that is turn off a CRAC unit, computer room air conditioning unit. And a big manufacturer for that is Liebert and Siemens. And I've seen on Shodan that those are exposed on the internet. You just got to look it up. Liebert. And, not fun. And if that data center is truly N+1, they should have backups at another data center, but some may not have that N+1 redundancy. So anyways, just a little anecdote if I was thinking like a threat. Let's see. Disable system. Woo! Biosparge system. Yeah, dude. ICS is like, oh my gosh. Like once you graduate, like you're going to be able to find a job pretty quickly. It's like one of the most, I would say, if not the most demanded sort of micro sector in security, critical infrastructure is like, I would say, the most impactful and one of the most in demand, at least in the public sector. So yeah, and another thing, I want to just make a note of this. The cyber core. So how do you hone in a single target? Well, single target. So if you were wanting to hone in on a single target, well, first of all, let me talk about what I was talking about before. This is a cool little resource for everyone. Is cyber. So there's a cyber course, and basically they have a scholarship for people wanting to go to school for cybersecurity. Let's see. Let's take a look at, I think it's overview. SFS main? Hold on, let me get to the page. Okay, this is the page. So the Cyber Core is a scholarship program for those that want to major in something cybersecurity related. And basically, I mean, you can look at it right here. Up to 3 years of support for undergraduate and graduate education. Academic stipend of $25,000 per year for undergraduate students and $34,000 per year for graduate students. Tuition and education-related fees. Housing does not include items such as meal plans, housing. Okay, I thought it did. Professional allowance of $6,000 for SFS job fair and other related travel, professional certifications, CISP, OSCP, whatever. Participation in virtual and in-person job fairs in DC. And then postgraduate government service required for a period equivalent to the length of scholarship. So basically a full ride scholarship for any in-state college, I would say. $25,000 per year is enough for in-state tuition to get your degree. And then you get the $6,000 a year for professional certifications. I'm from Britain. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if the UK is it. I'm so bad with like, is it still the UK or no? They exited EU. Sorry. I don't know if they have anything like that over in England, but it's worth checking out. I would not be surprised. But for those in the US, awesome thing, CyberCore. I'll post it in the chat. So if anyone wants to take a look at it, there you go. So anyways, what was I talking about before? Let's see. So single target. So this is what I would do to hone in on a single target. So HE, so Hurricane Electric or BGP HE. So Hurricane Electric is a I guess a what do you call it? I think they have a few data centers. I don't exactly know what they do, but it's a great resource for but I'm going to the Army Intel route after uni. Oh, nice, man. I was a Army cyber for the US. Great time. A few things I didn't like about it, but what can you do? But for honing in on a specific target, what you could do is look up by autonomous systems. So, let's see. Let's do, what is I'm trying to think of like an example. A good example. So if you were to be hired on a pen test, and this is ethical, of course, I'm just going to keep reminding you of that. Let's say for, God, I can't even think of a company. Like, what's a big company? Let's do Equifax. So I'll type in Equifax. So Equifax, right here, we have their IP ranges and autonomous systems. And an autonomous system is basically a group of IPs associated with an organization. So that is a search term on Shodan. So we will type in on Shodan. Let's go here. So we'll type in like AS colon or ASN, sorry, colon, and then the AS number. And then we got all of Shodan's, Equifax's, IPs associated with that autonomous system. And then you can work your way down from there. Like you can filter out ports by doing, filter out ports. So like, I don't want to view anything that has HTTPS in it. So minus port 443. And then you get results that don't have port 443 in it. So that's what I would do. Look up drone delivery services. I have stock in them. Wonder if they are secure. Okay, let's take a look. I doubt a small company like that's probably not going to have an autonomous system. But then again, what do I know? I don't know if that's is that a Canadian company? Because I have this autonomous system up here. Where'd I go? So nothing. Yep, Canadian. Yeah, nothing there. So take this. Oh, it has that space in there. So only one. So I don't get IPs for it as well. So big company now getting government contracts. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole and targeting a specific company. But what you could do is if you want to look on their website, there's like a browser add-on called Wappalizer. Hard to spell, but this add-on will like show you the technologies used on that website, and you can look up CVEs from there. But I'm not going to get into the habit of quote-unquote doxing companies on live stream, quote-unquote, even though it's not doxing, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, that's what I would do. But let's go back here. Webcams, pumps. And I talked about in another video, like finding gas tanks. That one's so funny. Let's see. In tank storage. This one's so funny. This is another ICS that shows like how many gallons of gas are in a gas station. On port 10,001. Look at this. Oh, jeez. Yeah. And the address as well. So like, if I go here and I was to go to maps. Actually, let's just do this. It's going to be a gas station. Oh, what do you know? Gas station. And they currently have almost a full gas station, 6,900 gallons of gas. Cool. At their gas station. And click on this. Oh, wow. So they have 6,900 gallons of, I'm assuming 87 octane, 3,000 gallons of plus, and then 3,300 gallons of premium gas. That's cool. And then that's as of the 21st of April. And we got 5,300 results of gas stations with their measuring systems online. But anyways, I'm going to hop off here. I went a little bit longer than I was hoping. I told my girlfriend only 30 minutes, but now I'm edging close to an hour. So I'm going to hop off here. But hopefully this live stream was somewhat educational, somewhat interactive. I want to do more live streams. So let me know. And, you know, my latest video or something like that, like, what do you want to learn? Like, I'm willing to live stream that. So this is fun stuff. You could get in some deep shit if you do anything with this stuff, especially what we're looking at right here with like whatever the hell this is plus feed control. This stuff just makes me like, if you could see my face right now. Oh, what the hell are you doing right here? Sorry. This stuff just cracks me up. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Anyways, yeah, I appreciate you guys, you know, that you enjoy this. I enjoyed it too. Like, I even enjoy this. Like, it tells us exactly where these pumps are at. So, oh, what are you doing, people? Anyways, that's it. So I'm going to hop off now. So I'm nice chatting with y'all. So have a good one. Bye-bye.